Hi Pisces, this is the in a nutshell version of your astrological forecast for the whole of 2013. Just giving you an outline here. There's a little bit more information on my website which I'm not going to actually speak here in order to keep the thing as brief as I possibly ever can. And Mercury retrograde periods will be written up there, and a couple other things. But Mercury is going to be in Pisces, your sign, for quite a long time, starting February the 6th and ending April the 14th, and for about 3 weeks of that time it's going to be going retrograde. And so it will mean that you're more rooted in educational activities or in information exchange, gathering information, disseminating information. So going to be a lot more chatting going on, conversations, correspondence, paperwork, ideas centered around your personal needs and wishes. You know, it'll be very much what you have to do, what you know you want to do. So your mind could be very, very busy, so just make sure you take enough time out to get lost, to escape into something, you know, like meditation or something else, quiet moments. There's going to be 2 solar eclipses in the fixed signs. The first one is in the fixed earth sign Taurus. That's happening on May the 9th, and that will signal new beginnings through communications, education, media, also related to siblings, soul brothers and sisters. And you'll find with eclipses that if you take a step in the right direction during the day of the eclipse, or maybe just before the day of the eclipse, then that energy of intention will sort of snowball along the subsequent 6 months that the energy is pulsing out. The second solar eclipse is going to be in Scorpio, fixed water sign, and a mate of yours because it's water, and that will signal new beginnings related to distant places, new areas of interest, higher education, or anything that you're enthusiastic about, any new venture. And it's also related to the law and spirituality. So once again, maybe you get the chance to make an improvement through any of these areas here, or because of these areas here. Venus and Mars are going to be in very, very long transits, but hardly worth mentioning because they're not going to start until just about this time next year. But anyway, Venus is going into Capricorn on November the 3rd, and will stay there until March the 6th, 2014, in a really good angle to your Sun sign, and you will find that you enjoy the give and take with friends, within a group, within a group of people with a special interest maybe in common, or you are connecting as a team, pulling together, and sharing a common experience. So that looks like a nice one there, and also just with friends. And another thing is it's a very progressive area for you too, so feeling supported as you're progressing there. Mars goes into Libra on December the 8th and is there until July the 25th, 2014. Hardly worth mentioning at the moment. I'll get back to him later on in the year, but just suffice to say that your physical effort may be expended upon getting things how you want them to be in a shared, to do with shared interest, to do with joint financial interests, or shared area or space like property, and it can work in various other ways as well, but as I say, more on that later. Jupiter entered Gemini on June the 11th, 2012, will stay until June the 25th, 2013, and then it moves into Cancer, a fellow water sign, from June 25th, 2013, and stays there until July the 16th, 2014. So really and truly, when Jupiter is in Cancer, it probably will feel more expansive for you in an easier kind of a way. When Jupiter's in Gemini up until mid-year, it's in your home area, which is actually a nice place for Jupiter to be. It sort of gives you underfloor heating in a way. It makes your place on the map, or your neighborhood, or your family or extended family connections feel like almost like it's the area through which you can expand the most, and it helps you feel settled and anchored as well. It tends to do this, gives you a sense of belonging. So outwardly, in the neighborhood, or through community relationships, or through family relationships, things should improve. But also, if you're doing a property exchange at this time, things, you should do well. And also working from home, anything from home, at home, is likely to be good, or at a base of operations. And some of you will be extending that base of operations, adding a bit, or maybe there's more people coming through it, and maybe they're coming through it over the wires, I don't know. And then from June the 25th, Jupiter, planet of potential abundance and definitely expansion, is positively influencing an area where you will be more appreciated, you will be feeling better in your skin, I think, and it will encourage a more spontaneous side of you, a more playful side of you, you getting into leisure type pursuits, hobbies, creative activities, speculative type activities, sort of activities, maybe sporty activities or whatever they are, but sort of activities that really help you to come from your inner self, your core, and in a spontaneous sort of a way, and of course that's a lot more fulfilling, and it can be a very artistic area for some of you Piscean children as well. But definitely in this area of the inner child, you can really enjoy yourself, and obviously any connection with children or young people or animals will teach you a lot, because Jupiter of course is a teacher planet. And money can be made from speculative type ventures or investment ventures as well, but again, you got to sort of consider all things and weigh stuff up, which I'm not speaking about here. But definitely you feel more confident, you feel your confidence growing over this period here. Saturn entered Scorpio on October the 5th and will be there until 2015. But Saturn is now in a very supportive angle to your sun sign, and so therefore you'll be taking wider communications or literature or education, higher education, more seriously. Legal matters maybe more seriously. Long distance connections, travel more seriously. Not all the time, but during the times when it connects with a degree in your natal chart. You could be integrating a new understanding of things, no more the rose-tinted spectacles, you chuck those away and you're seeing the reality of the ideals that you held so dear, or you hold so dear, how to make it workable, how to make something really happen. And understanding concepts or a culture or a system of thinking on a much more sort of day-to-day mundane level. So you've got to be consistent, you've got to be patient, and you've just got to allow things to slowly evolve, because nothing happens quickly with Saturn. And it's in quite an outgoing area, unlike where it was up until October the 6th, 2012, which was a very sort of inward and causing a lot of turbulence inside at times, and maybe some hurt feelings too. You being able to come to a more sort of workable understanding of the way certain people are with their culture, with their mindset, but also you learning a huge amount. Great transit for a training program, you taking a course in something, or in fact you giving a course as well, and putting the word out about things. And you Pisceans born from the 21st of February to the 12th of March, or with from 3 to 21 degrees of Pisces rising, will feel this vibration the most. Uranus moved out of your sign in March 2011, where it was revolutionizing the lives of Pisceans. It had been doing so for around about 7 years, and raising a few eyebrows along the way, you doing sudden things that were out of character. Yes, do you remember those? Well, anyway, Uranus is now it's now gone into your a financial area, and it will be now it's now altering the lives of Arians, and if you have any Aries friends, you'll maybe have encountered this already, but it will bring uncertainty and occasional destabilization into your area of finances and your basic material security. However, if you're open-minded and willing to try new and unusual and quirky ways of making money, maybe, or little bits of kit, little bits of equipment, or little widgets or whatever, you know, using that as a sort of a basic kind of idea and way of thinking about it, you could do better with Uranus, this very unpredictable planet in your house of money and property. But also working with groups in any way, that can do you can do very well through that, and anything at the cutting edge, you can do very well through that if you play your cards right, and if you're willing to be flexible and roll with change. Some of you actually, with this very unorthodox, rather rebellious planet in this area, will even sort of turn down a really well-paid job. I don't know how many of you will do this, but Uranus would love this, and would support you in other ways if you did. Would turn down a well-paid job that you really hate, and then go off and, you know, dig the veggie patch or whatever, and create your own lines of supply and your own resources, your own water and your own power or whatever, because that's the way Uranian energy works, and feel you know, a trillion% more fulfilled by doing that. So anyway, it's a very stimulating energy to have in this rather traditional house, where we've all of us got to be careful all the time with our material you know, security and our assets and so on, but definitely it's time to capitalize on an asset which is maybe an inborn asset, maybe something you're just good at, and make more of it. Take a course in it, you know, and turn it into a real string to your bow. And this energy also favors, did I say working with groups, or teaming up with others, or over the net, anything to do with technology, anything to do with off-planet beings as well, and renewable energy, and anything which is a little bit offbeat. Definitely you can do well if you are working in a way which is you know, you can dovetail it into something else which is more working in a more sensible kind of a way, but working in a little bit of an offbeat, a slightly quirky sort of a way as well, and then you can dovetail the two together, and then you can do quite well. Pisces born from the 21st of February to the 3rd of March, or between 3 to 13 degrees of Pisces rising, will be feeling this vibration the most. Neptune has come back into your sign, and will be there for well over a decade, on into the 2020 somethings, and it will just increase and enhance all of your Neptunian Piscean characteristics. So during this transit, you know, you could end up more of the prop for others, or if it's for a worthy cause, then hey, what can I say about that? We need you. And you could just find that more people will be leaning on you. So if that is the way you're using the Neptune transit, just to make sure that you cut out a well-defined area of protection for yourself, where you can have, you know, where you can recharge your own batteries, and not have anybody, you know, draining your energies. Try not to put something too much, you know, above you or on a pedestal, somebody or something, because that never works. And especially for the one on the pedestal, oftentimes it feels ever so uncomfortable because it's not real, it's kind of hollow and phony, you know. You'll have to work harder to maintain your own identity, to be clear about who you are and feet on the ground stuff and why you're here, and just have to work harder to keep a focus going, because actually Neptune is the least earthly of all the planets, and you just go into that kind of escape mode more easily, or out of the body mode more easily. But if you're harnessing the energy in a sensible kind of a way, who knows where it might take you. It might be, you know, the beginning of a series of amazing page-turning novels that they turn into, you know, a series of major films. However it's working for you, you will need to very much to your own self be true, and keep the line in the sand drawn and your feet on the ground. And sometimes you're shielding up as well. And Pisceans born up to 6 degrees of Pisces, rising or from February the 20th, 24th should feel this vibration the most. And then Pluto is in Capricorn, a very good angle to your sun sign, and it means that you are slowly evolving through groups, social circles, friendships, whether those are working social circles or just in your private life, but sort of almost like a snake shedding skin, so moving through one group and coming out, and then moving in and through another group. And it's a very, very, very long transit, but an old order in that area will be crumbling, and then you're part of the creation of a new one as you are changing through the experience, interaction with others in the group, and friends as well. You know, some friendships will go by the wayside over this long transit, you will, yes. This death and rebirth planet will help evolve you through those areas there, those very sociable areas of your chart. And you Pisceans born from the 25th of February to the 2nd of March, or between 7 to 12 degrees of Pisces rising, are going to feel the energy most strongly over 2013. And yes, I'm speaking very fast because I'm coming to the end of the film. And I wish you very well over the festive season. I hope you have a lovely, happy time and lots of fun with nearest and dearest. And I will see you the next time.